I've always liked cars and have owned many sort of fastish Fords, mainly STs. I had Fiesta ST before I got this. Cars have sort of run in the family. My dad liked cars, my auntie liked cars, my cousin used to rally Mark II Escorts. And I joined an online forum called the West of Scotland RS Owners Club, and they made me feel very welcome at meets, even though I didn't have an RS. I had my wee Fiesta ST at the time, and they were very helpful when I was on the hunt for a Focus. It was the only one I wanted because the older RSs are not everyday cars. I wanted an everyday car, so it was going to be the Mk1 because the Mark II at the time was too expensive. So I hunted, sold my ST, sold my Fifi Fiesta, and hunted high and low for this. And this was bought from a guy down in Northumberland. Made the road trip with one of my friends in July 2010 and bought it there and then, and had a fun drive back up the road. And it was a daily, it was going to be my daily driver for a good few years. So it did get used and abused, and then the dreaded rust started to set in. So I had to get the sills replaced and bits the arches, and it got a respray. And after that, I decided it was going to be just a summer toy. So I got another wee runabout for a while, and this went away for the winter, and it's sort of been a summer toy ever since. And I've just had little daily cars. I've got my little Fiesta ZTS just now, which is fun, but not half as much fun as this. Hi, I'm Emma, and this is my Mk1 Focus RS. I've kept the car pretty standard. It's got the front splitter, which I think makes the car. It also has a Miltech catback exhaust and a colour-coded grille, and it's also got the roost hoses and a colour-coded locker cover as well. Ford, in their wisdom, decided not to put an oil gauge or water temperature gauge in such a sporty car, although they had them in the ST170s. So I had to buy something called a scan gauge, which plugs into the wee ODD port. So that tells you all your temperatures, and you can keep an eye on everything there, which has been a godsend when my charge cooler pump packed in one. So, and I saw temperatures of 40 or 50 degrees, so I knew something wasn't right. The Mk1 Focus RS is an actual unlimited edition. They only made 4,501 of them, and each one comes with a little silver plaque with its build number in it. At first I actually didn't know much about the car. As I say, it's got a charge cooler system. It's a Z-Tech engine, so it is a fairly bomb-proof engine, but as it's getting older, actually finding parts for it are few and far between. I recently had to get 2 front wheel bearings for it, and Ford just didn't seem to stock them. But fortunately, my friends at the West of Scotland RS Owners Club, Dalesy, he was a great help, and he told me exactly what I needed to get. Mark III Mondeo wheel bearings were the ones that would fit my car. Also, various oil pipes and things you can't get anymore. There's another guy locally, Custom 27 Fabrications, I think it's his name, Stuart. He made a oil return pipe for me, and he does that for, you know, several of the RS owners because we just can't get them anymore. So he custom fabricates them. There's so many different things now. You've got to be your own mechanic to try and suss these things out, because you just can't get a lot of the parts now. So you've got to go to the various clubs, and they're a font of knowledge. As I say, West of Scotland RS Owners Club and Imperial Blue RS owners are brilliant. If anything goes wrong, you just post online and you get all your replies. But I've just started getting back into going to shows again and going more places. I've recently gone to a lot of things with the Scottish Old School team, and they're great bunch of guys and girls. It's fun if you've got a good convoy with other nice cars, and it's always a good laugh with people at these shows, and you meet so many new people, and it's just great talking to folk about the cars. And I actually prefer that sometimes than looking at the cars, because you've seen them all. But if you're sitting by your car and somebody comes up and it's the most random people, they'll just come up and say, "Oh, I know somebody that had that," or "Oh, that's like something I've got," and you just get talking. And I really have made a lot of really good friends through the car scene now, and yeah, I love my car family.